Alright, there's a lot going on in the weather forecast this week, but in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know. It's really starting out this morning. There's this low moving through the southeast. That's going to bring some severe weather, some thunderstorms, maybe some hail, lightning, hopefully no tornadoes. But luckily that is gone by about 1 p.m. today. And then the next thing we have to worry about is this low that is sitting just above the Midwest. That's going to bring some exciting weather to the Midwest and Northeast, and possibly even a little bit of snow. So as we click through here, you'll see this low has this strip of heavy rain that's going to be going through the Midwest, and then as it goes to the Northeast, you're going to see it actually dips down a little bit south, which is going to bring down some really cold air. We could see temperatures about 15 to 25 degrees below average, and that's going to allow for this storm to bring some snow to the Northeast. Then later in the week, you're going to see this low start to move through Texas on Wednesday, and that is going to bring some severe weather to the southeast Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday before it moves up to the northeast, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens up there. That's going to be the one we're going to want to watch. Now, these storms are going to change the forecast models, especially more than 2 days out, just continue to get better and better. So if you want to stay updated with all these weather events going on around the country, there's one thing you can do, and that's subscribe to my channel by clicking that little red button there. Alright, let's take an in-depth look at this low that's sitting above the Midwest right now, because the severe weather in the southeast this morning, that's pretty much already gone. So the thing we really have to worry about now is that low that's going to be moving through the Midwest, and you can see it's a little bit farther north than you'd really want if you want a ton of snow in the Midwest. But we've had a lot of extreme weather recently, so it's kind of good to see that it's not just directly hitting the region. But it is going to bring some cold weather down. You'll notice these blue temperatures, that indicates below freezing temperatures. And this low, because of the circulation around it, think of it as counterclockwise, on the left side you have that cold air being pulled down by these winds, and that's going to do two things. One, it's just going to bring cold air down. You're going to be getting temperatures about 15, you can see it best on the screen right here, that's about early Tuesday morning. Two things. It's going to bring down cold temperatures, maybe 15 to 25 degrees below average. And the second thing it's going to do, you notice if I zoom in here, you can really see these winds mixed with the cold air kicking up across the Great Lakes. What that does, creates some lake effect snow. So that could be something that we might be seeing throughout tonight and then working into Tuesday morning for the Midwest. And then that low is just going to move into the northeast. The thing about it though is it stays a little bit too far north to really get too much snow. But as it turns out, we are going to get some. So that's what we're going to be looking at. Midwest, let's see if we can get some of that lake effect snow. We first see the hint of it at about 1 p.m. today. So we're going to get some rain up in northern parts of Wisconsin. And then this is really when the bulk of it hits. You see this band of just heavy rainfall. When you see those dark greens right there, that's when you know you're going to be getting some heavier rainfall. And then that purple indicates a wintry mix. So that's going to be more like rain mixed with a little bit of snow. And the snow you do get is going to be a wet snow, and it's a little bit warm up there to get too much accumulations of snow, so whatever you do get, it's probably going to melt pretty quick. But that's about 7 p.m. tonight. You're going to get this heavy band of rain moving through. That's going to move into northern Indiana, southern Michigan throughout the night tonight. And then it's going to move up into the northeast. Well, like I said, it's a little bit farther north than we'd like if you want to get some really good snowfall in the northeast, but we are still going to get some. So the first band of rain that moves through is going to be Tuesday morning at about 7 a.m. We're going to get this rain on western New York and northwestern Pennsylvania, and then some little dashes of novelty snow in the higher elevation places of New York. This is actually going to intensify as it moves throughout the day Tuesday. This is now looking at about 1 p.m. and you can see all of Vermont, New Hampshire getting rain, and then some heavier rain building into southern New York and areas of Pennsylvania and New Jersey. So as of this point, this is Tuesday at 1 p.m., the majority of this storm is still rainfall. Where we start to see it turn over to snow is when that low starts to really pull some cold temperatures down, and then we can actually get some decent snow in northern Maine. That's pretty good rates right there. That when you see that darker blue, that means maybe 0.2 to 0.4 inches per hour of snow. And then you can see northern New Hampshire is getting a little dash of it. Kind of novelty snow at this one though. And then as that low continues to move off and continues to bring down cold air, we might get some flakes in New York. Not the greatest accumulations. The majority of it is going to be hitting Maine, because that's where the coldest temperatures are, so that's where the majority of your precipitation will be in snow versus precipitation in the form of rain. So let's look at how much snow you could be getting with this one. You know, it's mid-April. It's actually past mid-April, so to be getting any snow is pretty cool this time of year. Can't complain, right? And you see, New York does actually get a little bit of it, but the majority of it will be building into northern Maine, where the temperatures are just a little bit colder. See, they could be getting 5 to 8 inches in the higher elevation colder places, while majority of the state will be in that 2 to 5 inch range. You can see northern New Hampshire could have this one little bullseye that gets maybe 5 inches, and then that area in New York that gets some of the lake effect, that's going to be more like 1 to 3 inches. So this is going to be something to watch. Again, this is showing the snow that will build in by Wednesday. So these accumulations could change. For all we know, this low could end up just sitting off the coast, bringing down a bunch of cold air, pushing in a bunch of moisture, and we end up getting a major snowstorm. It's going to be interesting to watch. But the thing we're going to be watching throughout the rest of the week, so that's kind of the first half, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That low moves through the Midwest, mostly brings rain to the Midwest, and then brings some snow to the Northeast. The next thing we're going to be looking at is this low that's going to be moving through the Southeast throughout the day Wednesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it's going to move up the coast and bring some interesting weather to the Northeast. So this low, as it moves through, what it's doing is, again, circulation around the low. It's counterclockwise. So on the right side, it's bringing in this warm, moist air from the Gulf of Mexico. And that does two things. When warm, moist air is being pushed in, creates a bunch of clouds. There's a lot of moisture, so it creates a lot of precipitation, and basically just brings in energy, so you get severe thunderstorms. The second thing it does is really kicks up temperatures. As it pushes in the warm air, we're going to see some of these places get into the mid-70s, possibly some 80s. Florida could be breaking some high temperature records later in the week, but basically the Gulf of Mexico is just going to be fueling this low pressure as it moves through the region and before it moves to the Northeast. So it's really just providing all the energy and moisture that this low is going to need to bring some exciting weather to the Northeast. Right here you can really see the warm temperatures being pulled in by this low. You can see New Orleans 84 degrees, Jackson 75, Montgomery low 80s. So this low moving into Thursday is really going to start pulling in this band of warm temperatures. That's actually a pretty cool map right there. You can see the actual strip of warm air being pulled into this low as it moves up through Tennessee. So like I said, when you're bringing in warm air and you're bringing in moisture, that's going to lead to some severe weather, and that's what we're going to be dealing with throughout the day, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for the Southeast. You can see it really moves into Mississippi and Louisiana. Between Wednesday night and Thursday morning, we start to see these severe thunderstorms pop up, and then unfortunately, it's just going to continue like that throughout the entire region, moving into Thursday at about 1 a.m. Mississippi's getting some heavy rainfall, most likely some thunderstorms, hopefully not tornadoes. We've had enough of that recently. And then Alabama is really going to get hit with this at about 7 a.m. on Thursday. You can see basically the majority of the state is getting hit with this severe thunderstorms at this point. That's about 0.5 inches per hour of rain. Could lead to some flash flooding, hopefully not some tornadoes. We're going to have to keep our eye on that. Again, this is Thursday, so it's a little bit farther out in the forecast to say exactly what's going to happen. Oops. That doesn't happen a lot. So moving into Thursday at about 7 p.m., this storm kind of dissipates in energy a little bit. Most of that energy is dropped over Alabama, but you can see isolated thunderstorms going to be moving through Georgia and South Carolina. This is going to be something to watch throughout Wednesday, Thursday, and moving into Friday. You can see South Carolina still getting some of that action, and it actually reorganizes, forms another band, and then is going to continue to bring severe weather to the southeast working into Friday morning. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, this is what we're going to be talking about for the southeast. But again, that low gets fueled by the Gulf of Mexico, and then it's going to move up into the northeast. So keep your eye on it right here. That's that low. And as I move through Thursday here, you can see it jumps off the coast on Friday. And right as it jumps off the coast, you can see these winds really start kicking up. And that's because now it's pulling in some warm air and moisture from the Gulf Stream. So that's going to lead to some intensification, and then it's just going to move up the coast. It's going to be interesting to see how close it stays to the actual coastline. That's going to determine how extreme this thing ends up being. One thing to notice though is the temperatures in the northeast at this time are mid 50s to low 60s. So not going to be getting a whole lot of snow with this unless it can maybe hug the coast and start to bring some of that cold air down. As of right now though, see the temperatures are pretty warm. So as that low moves up the coast, you can see it's going to be building in some rain to Pennsylvania, southern New York, Connecticut, early Friday morning. And then it just continues as rain from Massachusetts and most of Pennsylvania throughout Friday at about 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. before it moves off the coast, and then it stops affecting the northeast. This is the one we're really going to have to watch though, because if it can just hang out and just sit off the coast like we've seen some of these storms do, that's when it could start to bring some cold air down, and who knows, maybe we get another major snowstorm. So like I said, the forecast models, it's not a matter of if they will change, it's how they will change. I pretty much guarantee they will. So if you want to stay updated with all the weather happening across the country, I do these forecast videos every single morning. So if you want to stay updated with the weather, then you can subscribe to my channel. And you can also check out my forecast playlist where I possibly made another video by the time you're watching this one. Thanks for watching.